into another year. Happy 2026. Hope you've all set your big reses. Today I'm going to the charity shop. Not just one, I'm going to Chesterley Street charity shops, just some of my favourite ones. And I thought I would bring you along with me. I'm absolutely freezing because, as you can see, it snowed last night. Oh, it'd be fun to take you along with me to the charity shops. I've actually been very successful in my charity shop ventures over the last couple of months. I posted a TikTok about this other day, so I'll leave it here. But the main things I'm actually looking for is DVDs. I'm cancelling pretty much all of my subscriptions to like Netflix, Disney, Amazon, the like, Now TV, all of that. Because I realised I was paying like £300 a year for it, and I'm just not having it. I'm a serial repeater when it comes to watching series / DVDs. So I'm just going to see how far I can get through the year without just spending random money on subscriptions that I'm not going to use. So without further ado, it's about a 20-minute drive to Chesterley Street. So let's head over. Guys, it is snowing so hard. Did I bring a brownie? Goodness me, thank God I've got these bad boys. That's all I'm saying. It is a snowy day. Now these are the prices that we are talking about. Got a big bag of books to donate, so this will be fun to carry. But wish me luck. Okay, so I've just been in St Cuthbert's. That was semi-successful. I got an Unreal jacket, but that was it. So on to the next one. The only thing about this snow is I quite literally cannot see as I'm walking in the direction of it. But it does feel very Lorelei Gilmore. How unreal is this prom display? Look! Oh my god, look at the green one! That is so cool. I would definitely have wore that to school. The school prom. Should have seen it, just got a little coconut milk flat white. Delicious. Looks like the festive period just threw up here. Ooh. So I went in not really expecting much from that one, and then it was half price. Half price charity shop. So I spent a tenner and got loads of stuff. And then just chatting to the guy behind the till about the 1980s Transformers for about 20 minutes, which was pretty funny. So that's what I'm going to watch tonight. Great anime recommendation. Apparently the soundtrack's mint as well, so I will definitely check that out. Thank you to the guy behind the till. God, it seems like every charity shop's got a sale on, and I am here for it. I cannot believe I've just found this in the charity shop. I'm so happy. I need to just... Jesus Christ. I cannot have caffeine. Well, that was probably the most successful charity shop trip I've had in a long, long time. That record, you could have knocked me over. You could have knocked me over when I found that. And like, although it was a tenner, which isn't cheap by charity shop prices, it's the specific album that I've like almost bought on Amazon a few times, or like went to a record shop for. So I'm thrilled. And I just got so many good bits, and I had such a good time speaking to people. So I'm gonna go home, eat some food just to get my heart rate back to normal. It's metal. And then I'll show you what I've got. And then I think I'm going to take the dog for a walk in the snow, which will be lovely. I've just rang everybody I know about that record, because it's just so nice when you're like looking for something specific and you find it. So satisfying. It just proves you can get anything from a charity shop. Everything I'm wearing, my scarf, my earmuffs, my dress, my coat, was all from a charity shop. So think about that before you go to bloody H&M. Hello everyone and welcome back. I've got into my cozies and I thought it'd be nice to run you through the bits that I picked up today. It was a very successful haul, I would say. And to be honest, I'm still out of breath from the caffeine. I quit caffeine last year and every time I get one I'm like... The first thing that I picked up, as you will have seen, is this unbelievable purple kind of Penny Lane shaggy coat, but like the early noughties version rather than like a 70s version. Been wanting to pick up one of these jackets for ages. I'm very pleased that I did. Look at the colour and the fluffy cuffs, absolutely love it. That was $8.50, which isn't cheap, but because it's something that I actually really wanted, I was happy to pay. Beautiful basket bag that I got for $1.99. What sold me was the inside. How cute would that be in the summer with a little strappy dress? I've been wanting a basket bag for literal years, but the ones that I've seen like in the charity shops are just like boring Primark ones, so I held out and thank God, because this is stunning. It's very impractical and like all of your stuff will fall out as soon as you open it, but they're my favourite bags. I love a box bag, so buzzing with that. The next store I went into was the 50% off sale one. So I got like 20 DVDs because it was 20 for £1. So good. As I mentioned, I'm like getting rid of all subscriptions. I'm going to see how long I can get away with it for, because once you've added up like Spotify, which is £14 a month, Amazon, Netflix, Now TV, all of the other things, you know, if you've got an Uber subscription, Uber One, what have you, you're spending like 50 quid a month. And I'd never really considered the annual fee. I'd always be like, right, £5 a month's not that much, but it is a lot. So I've started curating a little DVD collection again. Thankfully, I didn't get rid of any of the ones that I had when I was a kid. So I've got like Barbie, Princess and the Pauper, if that ever becomes something that I want to watch, I've got it. I am on the hunt for the Mary-Kate and Ashley DVDs because they're really hard to find, and like, you know, when you're having the Sunday scaries and you just want a nostalgic movie, that's when I want to watch any of them. And they're really hard to find on any sort of streaming service, and you can't even buy most of them, particularly Holiday in the Sun. So if anybody has that and Our Lips Are Sealed, please send it to me, let me burn it, and I'll send it back to you. So clothes wise, I got this really cute denim skirt for £1.25. and it fits like a bloody glove. I've never ever bought a denim skirt before that I've actually liked. It's from a brand called Essence Style. It's like an actual like early noughties brand. Imagine this with some chunky wedges and like a cool strappy top. Gorgeous. And I actually got some low-rise trousers, which I've never ever wanted to wear before. But these are so flattering on. They're like a navy pinstripe, and I really like the button detail on the side. Oh, actually, grey, black pinstripe. Yeah, I'm in my low rise era. And I feel like both of these would work really well with that, sorry about Bruno, with that purple coat, so perfect. Also in that store, I picked up a couple of records, so Jade, Don't Walk Away, as in, don't walk away. Ooh. Then Men at Work. It's called It's a Mistake, which wasn't a mistake actually. I'd never heard the song, but I actually quite enjoyed it. These were both 50p. Puppy break. You're very cute. And I also picked up this cool glittery, this cool glittery top. I think it was like £1. I think it was actually 80p or something by the time they made it half price. So incredible. Right, well, I'll just sit here with him for a second. So I got the Jade record that I mentioned, and then I picked up a couple more that I'd never heard of. So this one is Feels Like the First Time, which is just like a bit of a dancey song by Sunita, as in Simon Cowell and Sunita. So it actually was a bit of a bop when I put it on, but I'd never heard of it. And then this one's called Love Forever Remix, which is like sort of a dancey song, it's fine. I probably wouldn't have paid more than £1 for it, to be honest, but... And then that was it from the... So finally I picked up 2 regatta outdoorsy tops. They were meant to be a fiver, they were £2 and it's snowing. So that'll be nice for hiking. So my favourite find of the day is this album, Promise by Sade. I've been wanting this for literal months and I didn't want to pay full price for it. I didn't want to like get it off Amazon. I wanted to find it in the right circumstance. So thank God for the British Heart Foundation, because this was only a tenner. And just the dopamine levels when I found it were so high and it was an excellent time. Because my dopamine levels were so high, I thought that this album was a Donna Summer album for £1, but it's actually a Dee Dee Smith tribute to Donna Summer, which isn't quite the same, but respect to Dee Dee, respect the hustle. There's still going to be disco vibes in the place. And then the final shop that I went into, I got this really cute top, which is very old lady chic, and I think it would be lovely for work. In the same vein, old lady chic, classy chic, I got this red silky top. Both of them were a £5, which is quite expensive, but as I said, I was like riding high off the dopamine of the vinyl, so I wasn't really bothered about that. I think that is everything. But quite a successful morning, I would say. I think I probably spent like £40, which is quite a lot. But then when you consider there's like vinyls in there, things like this, which, you know, I probably would pay a tenner for this on Vinted in the right circumstance. So it swings and roundabouts. And I thought I would finish with my guide to charity shopping. I kind of treat charity shopping as a treat foraging. When you're in somewhere and like they've got loads of good stuff but things aren't necessarily to your taste, don't just pick it all up. I find that quite selfish when people do that. I never ever buy anything with the idea of selling it on. I usually buy things because I think I'd like them, and then in cases where like it doesn't fit or what have you, I think someone else might like it more, then I'd put it on Vinted. Again, the thing with Vinted is like my accounts, everything's like a £5 and under. I get that people like buy things to resell and it's like a business model, but I do think it takes the fun out of it sometimes. It's fine to make like a £2 profit here and there, like we all do that, but I do find it annoying when like, say if someone bought this for $1.99 like I did, then they've got it on Vinted for £15. It's like, you're kind of taking the fun out of it there, guy, come on. Another thing that I would say is when you're dropping things off to charity shops, take it to the one that's a bit crap. Us charity shop goers will know there'll be some shops where we're like, we've never found anything in there. I always take my stuff to that one because I think that one's at risk of shutting down, and the last thing we want is for there to be less charity shops, do you know what I mean? My other rule is one in, one out. So I usually take a bag of stuff to the charity shop, and if I come out with 2 bags, that's fine, but I like to give back to the place that served me well. I hope this has inspired you to go to your local charity shops. As you can see, there's loads of sales on, which is kind of crazy, but I think it's, again, just to kind of encourage people to still shop secondhand when they're skint. All the more reason to go and have a great time. I've seen so many people lately have like made Pinterest boards and found things in the charity shops, which is absolutely fabulous, and the way that you should go out and buy things. I've also seen like quite a lot of people are going more analogue in terms of like listening to radios, buying CDs, buying DVDs again, and I don't really have a problem with it. Like, I've seen like a bit of a backlash of people being like, well, it's just a reason to buy unnecessary crap again, which, you know, arguably is the case, but if it makes people happy and like they're buying stuff from a charity shop, who the hell cares? Who cares if people want to watch DVDs instead of paying £7 on Amazon to rent a film for 24 hours? I have just recently bought this radio from a charity shop and I love it. Not just for the style of it, which is fabulous, and that's how you change like the different stations, but I've loved waking up in the morning, putting the radio on while I'm cleaning the dishes in the kitchen or making my coffee, and then I listen to the news on this as well, and I just think it's like just nostalgic when we were kids, and I think that's what people are chasing. Happy shopping. Do let me know if you like these kind of videos, and I would love to keep making them. Because let's be honest, I go to a charity shop most weeks. And have a great rest of your weekend. I've already played the Sade album twice. Both sides twice on my lovely record setup. So I'm probably going to listen to it another 3 times with a glass of wine. And that'll be my Saturday night. Have a great weekend. See you in the next video.